Arjuna, our representative, asked a beautiful question. Ata kena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anichannapi vashneya baladiva niyodita. All criminal activities happen because of this reason. Arjuna's question is a wonderful question. Why does a man do something wrong? As if dragged by the force within. Ata kena prayuktam. Kena prayuktam means what is the reason why a man does papa, which all of you can understand the word, therefore we need not go for an English word equivalent at all. Why does a man do papa? The two, anichannapi vashne. Willfully doing is one thing. This is not doing willfully, by force doing. Anichannapi, he never thinks, but he does it. Anichannapi vashneya baladiva niyojita. As if he is dragged by some force. Why does man do papa? Why does he commit sins like this? I think I had told you that I had an opportunity of teaching Bhagavad Gita in Central Jain in Shimoga, ladies' wing. What I found was they were all good human beings. A bad time made them act like that, and they are suffering for that for a lifetime. Had they avoided that very minute, probably they would have been good human beings throughout their life. Why does it happen so is the question asked by Arjuna. Ata kena prayuktoyam papam jarati purusha. For what reason a man does papa? Anichannapi. Doesn't like it, still does it. See, you see, all the criminal activities that goes on in society will be like this. There's a quarrel between two brothers for the land. The smaller brother wants he wants more land. Bigger brother says that's your share to the smaller one. And they want to decide by themselves and take justice. The smaller one kills the bigger one. The end result is the bigger one is dead, smaller one goes to jail. Neither bigger brother got the benefit nor the smaller brother got the benefit. Why does it happen so? That is the question which Arjuna is asking. I think we can recite that. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Athakena prayuktoyam.
Athakena prayuktoyam.
Papam charati purushaha.
Papam charati purushaha.
Anichannapi vashneya.
Anichannapi vashneya.
Baladiva niyojitaha.
Baladiva niyojitaha.
Athakena prayuktoyam.
Athakena prayuktoyam.
Papam charati purushaha.
Papam charati purushaha.
Anichannapi vashneya.
Anichannapi vashneya.
Baladiva niyojitaha.
Baladiva niyojitaha.
Hope you have understood the greatness of this question. Papa is done as if he or she has been dragged to do that by some force which even they could not control. What is that force that makes people do the papa is the question by Arjuna. He is our representative as our question. Sometimes we lose our patience and take an action which we have to regret for the entire lifetime. Why does it happen? How does it happen? Tell me the reason for it is the question by Arjuna to Krishna. Let's go to Krishna's answer. And as you all know, his answers are wonderful ones and right to the point. He never takes a roundabout way, Krishna. Your question, the answer to that. The exact answer. Therefore, Bhagavan, what we have come to, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha. Question, Arjuna's question was, why does a man do papa? Krishna's answer is, they are because of kama and krodha. There are two versions here. Kama itself brings krodha, and the krodha is an outcome of kama. That is number one. Another one, we can take them together. Kama and krodha are the reason for man to do pata. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha. We cannot have anything on earth other than three gunas, which Krishna told earlier. He will be telling till the end of Bhagavad Gita. This comes because of rajoguna in a man. Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhava. It has come from rajoguna. These desires have come from rajoguna. Uncontrollable desire has come from rajoguna. Uncontrollable anger has come from rajoguna. So kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano. That's a wonderful word here. Underline that. Mahashano means never satisfied. These desires are like that. They can never be satisfied at all. You must understand and grow beyond. Only way left for us is our desires are so strong. Even after you, this is what we can see in our addicts. Maybe addicts for drink, or drugs, cigarette, and so on and so forth. I think I told you the story of Yayati. Yayati had become old and he had no power to enjoy his personal life with this lady. And he asked for the youth of his son. Even after taking the youth as a donation from his son, he was not satisfied. Then he understood that kamas are so strong that cannot be overcome. Therefore, they are mahashana. Mahashana means they can ever, till the end, they will drive us. Mahashana. They are not satiated. The hunger doesn't go at all. Mahapapma. They are the greatest papis. Vidyena miha vairinam. Telling to Arjuna and to me and you, or these are your enemies. These are your enemies. Which one? Kama, Krodha. Kama, Krodha are the enemies of a man who wants to reach a particular good level, ends up in the hell or ends up with papa because of this Kama and Krodha is the beautiful answer given by Krishna. Straight answer. No way of going roundabout answer. Kama esha Krodha esha. These are because of Kama and Krodha, desire and anger, or desire which will also lead rise to anger. You can take it in both the way, because in some of the books it's given two, in some of the books it is given as one, and the other one is the extension of that one. Mahashano cannot be satisfied at all. It can eat anything. Vrukodara, that's the word we used earlier for Bhima. Vrukodara, the name itself is like a wolf's belly. However much it eats, it is not satisfied. And it was the name given to Bhima also. He was a very big eater. Rarely he got satisfied with the food we had. Maybe he had full food when he was in the palace. And when he killed Bakasura, that day was the finest day. Because for many years he had not eaten full meal. So that is a Mahashana. Eat any amount you want, not satisfied. So Krishna's answer is so beautiful. Kama esha Krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava. This is because of Kama and Krodha. They come out of the Rajoguna. We already know there are three gunas: Sattva, Raja, and Tama. Sattva creates peace of mind. Raja creates activity. This is an activity-driven desire-driven activity is raja, and the laziness and foolishness desire leads us to tamasa. So, kama, krodha, this is because of our kama and krodha, an outcome of rajoguna, mahashano mahapapma. Mahashana is a beautiful word. Unsatisfiable. You can never satisfy. Mahashano mahapapma. That's the greatest papi in you. Vidyena miha vairinam. Think that they are your enemies. Arjuna has two enemies to fight, and we too. One is that he has to fight with the Kauravas. That's the number one enemy. Krishna is directing him to take up the weapon and begin the war. Another, he is directing with him within. There is also a enemy within you. They are Kama and Krodha, and think that they are your enemies. I don't know whether I told this in your class or not, because both the classes are simultaneously running. I will get a doubt whether I told it or not. A man went to Kashi once. And in olden days, going to the Kashi was a great activity in a society. They would come back and arrange a great function, and where they would give Kashi threads for everyone to wear, and the Ganga Tirtha to every house, and feed with a great meal and so on. In Gaya, they do the Shraddha for dead people. When we do Gaya Shraddha, we have to do an activity. We have to do put that pinda on a particular place. The Archaka asked, for having come here, you have to remember this. So you have to leave one vegetable, one fruit, and one sweet. What will you leave? He would ask. So you will suggest one vegetable which comes handy to you, and you say that I don't eat it. I see a wonderful purpose in it. We don't eat a drumstick. When I see it in the sambar, I remember Kashi, where I left this one. And when I remember when I see the jalebi is being brought, I go back to that. That I had made a promise. So that is the use of this. But this man, when asked the question, he said, these are foolish. We have to leave our Arishat Vargas. Kama, Krodha, Lohpa, Moha, Mada, Matsara. This is what we have to leave, he said to the priest who was asking him. Then he simply asked, what are you going to leave? I will give up anger, he said. You are great. And that priest fell at the hand of this man, rather at the feet of this man, because he is great. He never had heard a man who would say so arrogantly that he would leave the anger there. He came back, arranged a beautiful Kashi Samaradhana. That's what it's called, Kashi Samaradhana, distributing the Kashi Tirtha. And after the function over, he was also a good storyteller. Children loved him a lot. All children gathered on the occasion came near him, said, Aja, 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 what vegetable did you leave in Kashi? Then Aja said, no, I didn't leave vegetable. I left anger, he said. Another boy asked, what is the fruit that you gave up, Aja? Second boy, I think all of you have understand the word Aja. Aja is grandfather. I am speaking to the non-Kannada people also here. Aja. And he said, no, I did not leave it. I left anger. Third boy asked, what is the sweet that you gave up, Aja? He was a little irritated. No, I didn't leave anything. I left anger. Aja, did you really leave anger in the Kashi? The another boy asked. There are plenty of them. One after another, they asked the man. Man got irritated. Rascals, how many times I must say I get anger? Does it go? It will come back with our desires. So better to leave a vegetable and sweet and fruit. We can remember. These things we may not be, but we must try to control them in our life. How far we will be successful? Everyone has his own level of reaching. Those who reach the highest may become Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, Shiv Kumar Swami, and so on. That is for us to try. So he says, Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Smudbhava. This is because of Kama and Krodha, and they have come out of Rajoguna. They are Mahashana. You cannot satisfy them with satisfying the desires. Mahapapma. That's a big puppy. And therefore, Vidyena Miha Vairinam. Consider these as your Vairis. Vidyena Miha Vairinam. Consider these as your Vairi, he said to Arjuna and to us also. Let's recite. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha
Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapma
Mahashano Mahapapma
Vidyena Miha Vairinam
Vidyena Miha Vairinam
Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha
Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapma
Mahashano Mahapapma
Vidyena Miha Vairinam.
Vidyena Miha Vairinam.
I think you have underlined also the question asked by Arjuna, Ata Kena Prayuktoyam, one of the best questions which Arjuna asked for me and you to Krishna, and his answer also can be underlined for a beautiful, simple answer for that wonderful question. And coming to the next shloka, Dhumena Uryate Vanni Yata Darsho Malenacha Etolbena Urto Garbha Tata Tenitamautam. These Kama and Krodha actually stop us from seeing the truth. He gives three examples how they stop us from having real knowledge. Dhumena Uryate Vannihi. Dhuma means, okay, what do you call it? Smoke. Smoke. Smoke covers the fire. That is, when smoke is there, you cannot see the fire burning beneath. Dhumena Uryate Vanni Yata Darsho Malenacha. And if you have a mirror and the dust has covered it, it will not help you to see your faces. Yatha darsho malenacha. Malena means dirty. Dirty glass, mirror, will not help you to see your face. Yatholbena urto garbha. The baby in the womb of a mother will stop people from seeing the baby because of the cover. In the same manner, our jnana is covered with kama and krodha. It will not making us able to see the truth. Beautiful three examples. Dhumena vriyate vannihi. Vanni is fire. One or two words, if you write the meaning, it will. One or two reading, you will just remember the meaning when you read Bhagavad Gita. That's my intention. Dhumena vriyate vannihi. Fire is covered with smoke, and we can't see the fire. Yatha darsho malenacha. Mirror and dust. Yatholbena urdo garbha. The baby in the pregnant body, whether it is human or animal or whatever it is, cannot be seen because of the cover. The same manner, we cannot see the truth because of kama krodha. You can write that. He is giving the example beautifully. Kama krodha delude us from seeing the real truth. Dhumena vriyate vannihi yata darsho malenacha. I think I have made the shloka clear. Dhuma, smoke, covers the fire. And we have no fire without dhuma. Our gas and petroleum products, they they make light without smoke. But this is told in the time of firewood using time. Yatha darsho malenacha. As a mirror, when it is dirty, cannot show the face. Yathol venavruto garbha. As the baby in the womb cannot be seen because of the cover, so is the jnana covered because of kama and krodha. When they are clear, you have the truth with you. This is an interesting thing. Everybody, according to Shastra, is a jnani, but we have to eliminate certain things to see them. If anger gone, you are an Atma Jnani. That big it is. I think we can recite. Dhumena vriyate vannihi
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः
yatha darsho malena cha
यथा दर्शो मलेन च
yatholbena vruto garbha
यतोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः
tata tene damavrutam
यथा तथा
tata
तथा
tene damavrutam
तथा तेनेदमावृतम्
dhumena vriyate vannihi
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः
yatha darsho malena cha
यथा दर्शो मलेन च
yatholbena vruto garbha
यतोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः
tata tene damavrutam.
तथा तेनेदमावृतम्.
Continuing the same idea, Krishna continues. Aurtam jnanamentena jnanino nityavairina. This is the permanent vairi of a jnani. It covers the jnana. Kamarupena kaunteya duspurena narena cha. This knowledge is covered by insatiable fire of desire, kama krodha. You can have both there. And this is constant enemy of vice, Kaunteya. He says simply, these are the things which delude a man from seeing the truth. Kama krodha, if we can overcome them, we see the truth. We see the jnana. It covers jnana, what he says in this. Aurtam jnanametena. The kama and krodha cover the jnana, and it is the vairi of jnanis. The vairi of jnani, the enemy of jnani is kama and krodha. Dushpurena nalena cha. Again he repeats. You cannot satisfy them at all if you cannot overcome them. Only thing that we can do is to overcome our desire and anger. You cannot go on satisfying me. Hundreds of examples you have in front of you. A man, when he knows diabetic, if he leaves sweets immediately, he will be living a long life. But the desire is so hard. Anyway, I have tablet. I will take a tablet more and eat today. And many excuses. I can eat today, but I can cut the eating sweet tomorrow so that I can enjoy. It will give many excuses until the man's diabetes goes beyond control. Our desires are like this. So he says, Aurtam jnanametena jnanino nityohina. Jnani's very enemy is this kama and krodha. It covers the jnana of a man. Dushpurena nalena cha. You cannot satisfy them and come out of that. And therefore, only way left is to understand and live them. Understand and come out of them. That is the gist of what Krishna says in this shloka. Let's recite. Avrtam jnanametena
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
jnanino nityavairina
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
kamarupena kaunteya
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
dushpurena nalena cha.
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च
Avrtam jnanametena
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
Jnanino Nityavairina.
Jnanino Nityavairina.
Kamarupena Kaunteya.
Kamarupena Kaunteya.
Dushpurena Nalena cha.
Dushpurena Nalena cha.
And then it was told 6,000 years ago almost. Even now it is perfect. And even psychiatrists wonder about the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. Where does it really stay in our body? Where is that in my body? How does it spring? That is the question which Krishna tries to answer in the next one. Indriyani manobuddhi dasyadhisthana uchyate. 5 senses which you already know. 5 actions, sense organs, and 5 actions of organ. And manas, mind, and buddhi are the body of this kama and krodha. Beautiful analysis. Where is it? Its body is indriya, manasu, buddhi. Indriya, mind, and buddhi. Buddhi is intelligence. Etair vimohayatyesha jnanamavartade. So what does this kama krodha do? It hides jnana. Jnana of a wise person. Jnana of a wise person is hidden by 5 senses, 5 organs of sense, action, 5 organs of action, manasu and buddhi. He says, Indriyani mano buddhi rasya adhisthana. Adhisthana means body. Adhisthana means body. It stays in the body of every human being. Indriyani, manas and buddhi. Indriyani mano buddhi asya adhisthana mukhyate. It is said to be the body of kama and krodha. Where it resides is nothing but the body. In each one's body it is there somewhere. Etair vimohayatyesha. This covers a man's intellect and it covers the jnana of the man also. Its location is said to be senses, mind and intellect. With these, kama deludes a person by covering his wisdom. Simple it is. If kama krodha disappear, you have the wisdom. As we lifelong have some desire and go after the desire, one after another, one after another, one after another, and so on, we will never be enlightened. And we will never come to know that is stopping us also. When we have come to Bhagavad Gita, we know the solution. May not be that easy to do it, of course. This I must tell you when I tell Bhagavad Gita. When great people speak on Bhagavad Gita, they will say, it will happen all like this and so on. It's not so. We are practical life people. We have certain desires, certain commitments and so on and so forth. We will live here. Krishna doesn't want us to run away from the family life and take sannyas. Not even once. Not even once. He is asking Arjuna to fight back. But how can we try to do this? He has been suggesting to Arjuna and me. That is the greatest enemy of a man. If he can win over them, jnana is not something new. When darkness is gone, light is naturally there. It's just like darkness is ajnana. Darkness goes. What's left? Jnana is left. So when this kama and krodha disappear in a man, they are under perfect control till the end. The jnana is already there for him. And this kama krodha cover a man's jnana and delude him and stop him from seeing the truth of life. I think we can recite. I think we have to go to 40th, is it?
Yes, Gurugule.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
अस्यादिष्टानमुच्यते
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषा
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषा
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्
इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः
इन्द्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिः
अस्यादिष्टान उच्यते
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्.
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्.
See the logical consistency of the argument of Krishna. What are we to do for that? He is telling Arjuna and to me and you, therefore, tasmat means therefore. In the previous 3 shlokas, he told how Kama and Krodha stop us from seeing the truth. And he also said in the 40th shloka that it resides in the Indriya, Manasu, Buddhi, and so on. Now he is telling the remedy for Arjuna and to us, Tasmat Tumindriyanyado Niyamya Bhartarshava. Bhartarshava is the name taken to address Arjuna. Arjuna, first you take control of your sense organs. Tasmat Tumindriyanyado. Ado means in the beginning. First thing you have to do is to control your senses. To control your anger. Control your, what's the other one? Kama, desire. Control your desire. Papmanam prajayanam. Kill this papi. Papmanam prajahi means kill. Kill this papi. Which papi? Kama Krodha is said to be the papi. Kill this papi. Yanam jnana vijnana nashanam. This papi will destroy your jnana and vijnana. There are interesting 2 words. There is a chapter called Jnana Vijnana Yoga, that is the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Wonderfully, he says the difference between knowing and being. We can all know that there is God in every living being. And the entire universe is an expression of the cosmic consciousness. But somewhere a man like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, Chandrasekhar Bharati, Shivkumar Swami, and some great people like that can see God in everywhere. So, jnana is knowing, vijnana is realizing what we already know. Vijnana, special knowledge. So, it destroys your knowledge and vijnana. Which one? Kama, Krodha. Therefore, tasmat tumindriya nyado. Ado means in the beginning. First thing that you have to do is to control your senses and anger. Niyamya Bhartarshava. Take control over your senses, Arjuna. Papmanam prajihi. Destroy this papi. This papi is Kama and Krodha. That's why if you use only one, Kama. Yenam jnana vijnana nashanam. What does this do? This will destroy your understanding and realizing. Understanding is knowing, realize is being. So it will destroy your jnana and vijnana. Therefore, Arjuna, first you have to control your senses. Niyamya Bhartarshava. Ado niyamya Bhartarshava. Earliest that you think that you have to do is you have to control your senses. What is the essential thing that he is telling about is Kama and Krodha. Papmanam prajahi. Kill that papi that is within you. He is not outside. The enemy is not somewhere sitting outside so that we can go and kill. That is inside each one of us. Therefore, kill that enemy which is destroying your jnana and vijnana, which is destroying your knowing and being, which is destroying your understanding and realizing the truth of it. Therefore, Arjuna, control your senses first. See the logical consistency of the argument. Slowly he has come, and when he said, therefore, tasmat is therefore there in the 41st shloka. Conclusion is, first control your senses, Arjuna, and then kill that papi. Which one? Kama and Krodha. it has been destroying your jnana and vijnana. Therefore, that is the ultimate stage that you reach by controlling your kama and krodha. Beautiful advice. And he has hit the right point. It's not that we sit and pray and God will give us all that we need. Only when a man tries for himself, he can climb up the tree. If you only praise, nobody can. Usually in Kannada we tell it thing. A man wants to climb up the tree. How far you can lift him? As long as you can lift him to climb the tree. If he doesn't go up, he had to fall down. So only a man who makes effort to climb over can be helped. God also helps only those. Therefore, try to do this, and then God's help may also come. Let's recite this wonderful one. Tasmat tumindriyanyadau
तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ
niyamya bhartarshaba
नियम्य भरतर्षभा
papmanam prajahishenam
पाप्मानं प्रजह्येनं
jnana vijnana nashanam
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनं
tasmat tumindriyanyadau
तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ
niyamya bhartarshaba
नियम्य भरतर्षभा
papmanam prajahishenam
पाप्मानं प्रजह्येनं
jnana vijnana nashanam.
ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्.
And he is now telling the superiority of this Indriya, Manasu, Buddhi and Atma, where exactly the Atma is to be traced. He gives a beautiful thing. Indriyani paranyavu. Indriyas are strong. Indriyebhyah param manaha. Stronger than Indriya is our manas. Manasastu para buddhihi. Stronger than Manas is buddhi. Yo buddhe partastu saha. The strongest happens to be that saha, underline that. Saha means that. It has no word. Saha is Atma. You can write it. In Upanishads, there is one interesting thing. In Mandukya Upanishad, a small Upanishad, where our 4 states of experience are mentioned. One is Jagrat, which we are already in. We are sitting, we think we are awake, we have been learning, looking at each other. This is Jagrat. Another state of experience is we go to bed, begin to have a dream. So you are having a wonderful dinner somewhere in somebody's house. It is also true as long as you are in the dream. You will never doubt that you are not eating. That is the second experience. And the third state of man's state of experience, the Upanishad says, there is some time where you sleep unaware of everything. You are not worried about your father, not worried about your father, not worried about your wife, not worried about your children. All have become one. That is the third state. That is called Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Good sleep. Sushupti. And last one is Turiya. That is where this Atman meets that cosmic consciousness. Yoga, I said. Yoga is joining of Atman and Paramatma. That is the Saha there. Saha is that one the highest. Pure light in each one of us, which makes us live. Indriyani paranyahu. Indriya senses are strong enough. Indriyabhyah param manaha. Stronger than Indriyas is Manas. Manasastu para buddhihi. Buddhi is stronger than Manas is stronger than Buddhi. Buddhe, yo buddhe parsasaha. That which is behind the Buddhi, in each living being, that Saha means that is the Atman that is to be known. That is the Atman that is to be known. Underline this shloka because I will refer back to Atma Jnana. Whenever it comes, you will have to see where exactly it is in each one of us. It is beyond Indriyas, beyond Manas, beyond Buddhi, and that one which is beyond all this is that's called Atman or Brahman or God, whatever you call it, it's okay. I think we can recite, underline that shloka. We need it when we go to the next chapters. Indriyani paranyahu
Indriyani paranyahuh
indriyebhyah param manaha
Indriyebhyah param manah
manasastu para buddhihi
Manasastu para buddhihi
yo buddhe parasastu saha
Yo buddhe paratastu saha
indriyani paranyahu
Indriyani paranyahuh
indriyebhyah param manaha
Indriyebhyah param manah
manasastu para buddhihi
Manasastu para buddhihi
yo buddhe parasastu saha.
Yo buddhe paratastu saha.
And concluding shloka of the third chapter, evam buddhe param buddhva. After having known these different levels, indriya, manasu, buddhi, higher than the buddhi is atma, having understood that samstabhyatma anatmana, controlling your self, jahishatrum mahabaho. Jahishatrum means win over the enemy. Shatru, Jahi means win over the enemies. Second line, first two words. Jahishatrum mahabaho is Arjuna. Win over your enemies, Arjuna. Kamarupam durasadam. It is Kamarupa, it binds you. Durasadam is not easy to conquer. Not easy to conquer. Krishna never tells a lie in Bhagavad Gita to you. I will give you this and so on. Unless one does effort, God's grace will not follow. So, evam buddhe param buddha. Param means that saha, he said in the earlier shloka. Having understood that saha, samstabhyatma anamatmana, that which is stopping you from seeing the truth, jahishatrum mahabaho. Arjuna, kill that enemy of yours. Which one is? Kama durasadam. Difficult to win over. He doesn't say, oh, you sit here, it will happen. No, not at all. Durasadam, it's difficult to kill it, difficult to understand it, difficult to overcome it. That's what exactly what Krishna tells Arjuna and to us. Evam buddhe param buddha. Knowing that which is superior to intellect, that is Atman, having made mind to study with buddhi, destroy the enemy, which is stopping you from seeing the truth. Kamarupam durasadam. But it is not easy to conquer also. You have to struggle a lot. Here the Yuddha is not with the Kauravas. The Yuddha is within himself. In everyone life, that war is going on. One is external world we have to face and situation and to respond to, and another one is our own internal feelings. We have two enemies, one outside world, one within each one of us. So he says, first you have to win yourself before you win the battle out there with Kauravas. I think we can recite. Evam buddhe param buddhva
Evam buddhe param buddhva
samstabhyatmanamatmana
samstabhyatmanamatmana
jahishatrum mahabaho
Jahi shatrum mahabaho
kamarupam durasadam.
Kamarupam durasadam
Evam buddhe param buddhva
Evam buddhe param buddhva
samstabhyatmanamatmana
samstabhyatmanamatmana
jahishatrum mahabaho
Jahi Shatrum Mahabaho
Kama Rupam Durasadam.
Kama Rupam Durasadam.
At the end of every chapter, there are 3 more lines for we to understand. Om Tat Sat iti. Om Tat Sat means only the cosmic consciousness, God is the Sat. Sat means true. All other things are illusionary and changing. Om Tat Sat iti. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita is said to be an Upanishad. Upanishad is a way of learning, sitting under some teacher, some knowledge. And I would say all knowledge is Upanishad. Supposing you want to become a doctor, you study all the books that are necessary to be a doctor, and you understand it. You will never be allowed to practice as a doctor. You are a quack. You have to go through the teacher, sit with them, do the experiment, and so on and so forth. At the end of 6th year, you will come out as a doctor. That is also a Upanishad. All our education is nothing but Upanishad in that manner. But in Bhagavad Gita, we are not learning about that one. This is teaching us Brahma Vidya. And more so, there is a necessity of a teacher here. Atma Jnana, Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su, Upanishasu, Brahma Vidyayam. The third one, Brahma Vidya. Bhagavad Gita has been teaching not how to earn more money, but it is teaching us how to control our desire, how to see the truth, how to do our work in the world, how to be free. Exactly. Even Arjuna can be free with doing all his activities of war. How can he achieve that? Saying so, he is telling us also. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastri. That is a beautiful word. Now our yoga has become international. 151 countries have been doing yoga, and many yoga teachers are spread in many of these countries are making a living. But yoga doesn't only mean a physical exercise to heal some of our physical problems. It is physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of a man is yoga. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is the real Yoga Shastra. You have to do the physical exercise. You have to have the mental balance also. And ultimately, the spirituality also, you must be high in spirituality, that is yoga. Therefore, Brahma Yoga Shastra, Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Entire Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyodhyaya. Name of the chapter is Karma Yoga Tritiyodhyaya. And I told you, Vyasa made this distinction to change the subject, but for Arjuna and Krishna, it's a continuous advice. All the 755 shlokas which Krishna says, not chapter wise. I have completed 3rd chapter, we go to the 4th one. He doesn't say that. It's a continuous. For our sake, this is made into different chapters. We have to realize that one when we do chapter by chapter. I think we can decide. Om Tat Saditi.
Om Tat Saditi.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Upanishatsu.
Upanishatsu.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Yoga Shastre.
Yoga Shastre.
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Karma Yogo Nama.
Karma Yogo Nama.
Tritiyodhyayah.
Tritiyodhyayah.
Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Harihi Om Tat Sat Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
I have to tell the summary of this chapter before we go to 4th chapter. Tomorrow morning, Alaka, we will do the summary of the 3rd one. We go to the 4th chapter. So you can do the prayer soon.